Hey all, welcome back to another episode of Brave Kids Art Club. My name is Brad, and today I am so excited that you decided to draw with me. This is always the highlight of my day, so thank you. And we have a very fun animal that we get to draw today. It's a very fun and very common animal. So let me give you a few hints. It is the closest living relative to the Tyrannosaurus Rex. It has wings, but it's not very good at flying. And some of them lay eggs. Did you figure it out? That's right, we're drawing a chicken today. And to be more specific, we're gonna be drawing a female chicken or a girl chicken called a hen. Now we will do a rooster, which are the boy chickens. We'll be drawing those in the future, I am sure, because they are so cool looking. But hens are really fun to draw too. So we're gonna draw one of those today, and hopefully we have a whole lot of fun. So let's make sure we have everything we need, and let's get started. All right, so make sure that you have a nice clean sheet of paper out. We need a sharpened pencil for our sketching, and then we need to have an eraser there because after we're done sketching, we're gonna go over it with our final outline using a dark pen or a marker, and then we'll go ahead and erase all that under sketch. And then at the very, very end, we are gonna do some coloring, which is my favorite part. So looking forward to that, but first we need to start with a sketch. All right, so let's start sketching out our chicken. And just so you know, there's lots and lots of different types of chickens. So I'm gonna be drawing a very generic chicken, one that we are very familiar with, at least here in the US, which is a white chicken with the red on the top and underneath here. Actually, do you know what those are called? The top is called the comb, and the bottom right here, the little part that wobbles around, that's called the wattle. So it kind of waddles around. Interesting, huh? Okay, so let's start with a half of a circle. That's what the shape of our chicken is going to be. So let's do a line right here in the middle. Let's do that. And then we'll do we'll just do a half a circle underneath it. And we'll do it kind of loose because we're probably gonna have to adjust the size just to make sure everything fits nicely inside of our page here that we have. I usually find that I have to go over my lines several times, and is that okay? That's okay. We got a pencil and we have an eraser, so we can take care of that. And then we're gonna let's do a little circle right over here. Just, let's see, maybe right here. We'll do a circle right here for her head. Okay, right about there. And then we're gonna connect them. Now it might go over, and that's okay. So let's just go from the middle here, and we'll try to have it come up with and meet up with this curve right here at the bottom. Now let's take the top of that curve, and we'll just come straight down from right here. We're gonna come straight down and meet up with the rest of the body of our hen. Let's draw the tail on here. Now you can be pretty creative with the tail and draw it how you want, but I am going to do just a little tail, maybe like this. Just draw a few little feathers back there and have it meet up right there with their bum there. All right. I'm liking how that's looking. Now, if I was going to draw a rooster, which is, like I said, is the boy or the male chicken, then we would draw really big feathers coming out the back there, really pretty feathers. But we're not going to do that. We're going to draw the shorter feathers because this is a hen. All right, so now that we got the head there, let's see. Let's go ahead and make the beak. And we'll do it right off of here. Now it's kind of curved down. So we'll kind of go like this. Have it curved down. Maybe a little bit more. And then we'll do the same thing right there at the bottom. We'll curve it again. And maybe we'll add a little line in there to show that there's two parts of the beak that open up just like our mouth. We have our top lip and our bottom lip. What next? Oh, what did I say? They have a wattle. So we're gonna add that little bit right there underneath. So you can just kind of draw that as kind of an oval shape. You can have it overlap this part of the body if you'd like. But let's draw that wattle there. There you go. All right, let's draw maybe the eye next. Let's put the eye in there. Now we're gonna make the eye not super big in here. I wanna leave a little bit of room for something else. So I'm gonna draw that. I'll draw the pupil. This is the main part. There we go. I'll draw the pupil. A really big one to make them friendly. And then we're gonna go right here at the top of the bill, and we're gonna kind of go inside of here and kind of just leave a little bit of room between the eye and this next circle and kind of draw right around it like this. Now it's kind of hard to see unless I erase some things. So let me erase a few things right here so you can kind of see where we're at. Is this making a little bit more sense? So you see how there's like a little circle around the eye of our hen? There we go, because we're going to color this, and it's okay to erase in the middle of it. Once we use a lot of these shapes, we draw big shapes whenever I'm making animals because I want to know the biggest parts of their body. It's nice just to have the shapes in there because then we can use them as a guide for later. Okay, so we got that. Maybe we'll extend this a little bit so it looks like it's in front and that's kind of hanging down. Starting to look like a chicken. What am I missing? That's right, I'm missing the comb, which is on top of their head. And that's a very easy one. We can just kind of go from the front of here. We'll go up here and just go bloop, bloop, bloop. I don't know if that's the right noise I should be making for this. And boom. There we go. Now I made this chicken maybe a little too tall, or maybe I need that body to be a little bit bigger, which I can definitely do. So we'll make that body a little bit bigger because it's looking like that head's pretty big. Now let's go down and let's just make sure all this is kind of feeling right. Now if this didn't feel like the right size, all I have to do is redraw it, and that's not a problem at all. So that's a big change, but luckily we are not with our pen yet. We're just still using our pencils. And I would normally cut this. Oh, I bent my paper. Normally I would cut this out of my video, but I think it's important to see that I'm not going to get it perfect every time. I'm going to make some mistakes, and that's all right. It's okay to make those mistakes. We can always fix them. So I'm going to move that back, and we're going to go do the tail again. Now we already knew how to draw that, right? Is this the only way we can draw that tail? No, you draw it how you want to draw it. I'm excited actually to see how you draw it. All right, there we go. This is looking pretty good. All right, now let's draw the feet. I think that's a good place to go. Let's make it look like they're walking. So I'm going to draw another half circle, probably just right around here. There we go. And I'll draw another one right next to it right here because they have a little bit of, looks like they got a little bit of thighs, not just sticks for the legs. So I'm going to add those right there. And then we're going to draw a line down here and another line. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here, but just forward. Another angled line. Now let's do the front of it. So we can just draw a little curve right there. They have these 3 toes. They have one going in the back. They actually have pretty cool claws. So you can draw those if you'd like. I'm going to just draw them a little bit softer right here. Like that. And I'm going to reach in the back and do one more. There we are. It's starting to look like a chicken. Maybe those legs are pretty big. I don't know, maybe this chicken just has bigger legs, and that's totally fine. And then let's see, what else are we missing? We're missing the wings. Remember we talked about the wings. They're pretty interesting in the fact that they have them, but they don't really use them a lot. You don't see a lot of chickens flying around. So let's do kind of like if you want to do like a teardrop shape or a raindrop, you can do that shape. And if you want to make it even more interesting, we can just go at the bottom of it and just do what we did with the other ones to make it look like there's more feathers. Just kind of that wave pattern. There you go. And then maybe do that wave pattern again right here to show that they kind of have a separation between their neck feathers and the rest of their body feathers. You can kind of tell that they have that. So we'll add that on there. Oh, but what I was saying about their wings is they don't really use them to fly a whole lot. Sometimes you'll see them in trees or go over fences, and that's what they'll use their wings for, to kind of hop, but they don't do a ton of flying. Now, I'm going to make this a lot smaller. So if you want to do that, it's starting to look too much like a rooster for me. So I'll make sure and do that a little bit smaller. Like that, maybe. But like I said, I can fix most of this with my marker here. So, anything else before I go? If you need to erase some things right down here, I'll give you one hint. We should probably just erase this one right here in the back. Just this part right here. You want to know why? I'll let you take a guess. That's right, they're in the front. So this leg's going to be in the front and that one's in the back, so it's going to have the line still through it. And we'll just erase that one so that it looks like that. All right, and we could probably add some little feather marks and things like that as we go along. But first, let's get the main part of our chicken all drawn up with our dark outline. Oh, but we got to draw one more thing. We got to add the chicken's earlobes. Did you know they had earlobes? So our earlobes right here, it's that bottom part of the skin right here on our ear. That's right there underneath our ear. And the same thing with them. They have one right there on the side of their head. But what's interesting about them, besides the fact that they have them, the colors of their earlobes determine what color eggs they have. Isn't that crazy? So if they have a red earlobe, then they're going to have brown eggs. But if they have a white earlobe, they're going to have white eggs. I never knew that. I think that's very fascinating. All right, so let's start outlining. Okay, so I'm going to do the wattle first. Let's draw that wattle first. There we go. And then we're going to draw, maybe I'll draw the top of the head down through the neck of my hen. Boom. And I'm going to go a straight line across to where my tail is. Maybe your chicken is a little bit more round. That's okay. I've seen a lot of round hens. A lot chunkier. I kind of got a skinnier one. Okay, let's draw those tail feathers. Right there. They'll meet up right there. And then we'll go, let's draw these other major shapes first. There are a lot of chickens, not just in the US, but in the entire world. There are billions of chickens, actually more chickens than there are people. So many chickens. Maybe that's why they are so popular and everybody knows about them. All right, let's draw that other one right here. Remember, it's in the back, so we can keep that line kind of drawn through it. Just will show that it's in the back there. Now, maybe I'll make the feet a little bit smaller or thinner. I don't know. Maybe. I'll draw them a little bit smaller. Just a little bit. There we go. I can always thin them out with the... And then I'm going to draw over top of it a little bit. So if you want to match what you drew perfectly, go ahead and do that. I'm just moving mine back a little bit because I felt like my feet were a little big. I made a bunch of little mistakes today. But you know what? That's okay. A lot of art is trial and error. That means you try something out, you might fail, and then you just try something new. And sometimes you'll have these little accidents that are actually pretty cool. And they make it look really nice and you want to keep it. We call those happy accidents. Alright, so I'm going to draw maybe some little lines across the legs because I like how that looks. And their legs do look like this. And they got little lines right there. It'll even give you more opportunities to color things in. And you can even add some across there on the feet themselves. But I'm just going to leave it right there. Alright, let's work on that wing. I want that wing to be a little bit bigger maybe. So I'm going to kind of go like that, do my pattern. I mean, chickens come in all sorts of colors. So when we get to coloring, I'm going to do mine actually white, which I know is not very exciting, but I'll show you a way that makes it a little more exciting. But they can be all sorts of colors. They can be gold, they can be silver, they can be red, blue, green, all sorts of colors. All right, let's do their neck right here. Do any of you guys have chickens? I know a lot of people have chickens, and especially hens, because they like to have their own fresh eggs. My wife really wants us to get chickens because she likes eggs. I like eggs too, but she would really like fresh eggs from chickens. They can lay a lot too. They can lay up to like 300 eggs a year. Isn't that wild? That is a lot of eggs. So if you like eggs, maybe having a chicken isn't a bad idea. All right, so let's draw that other part, red part. Well, it's gonna be red on mine at least. I'm gonna draw this part right here that connects to the wattle, and then we'll have the earlobe. It's still weird to say that a chicken has earlobes. All right, let's draw their eye. Now this is always the scary part. If you have like the cap to like a glue stick, that might actually be the right size of the circle, and you can just trace around it. That might help you draw circles. I feel like I always get super nervous drawing my circles. All right, so I'm gonna get that big pupil. You don't have to color in the eye, the pupil here if you don't want to. If you want to change the color, you can do that. And then we're gonna do the little comb. It's kind of a funny name, little comb on the top of our chicken's head. There we go. Did you know that chickens can memorize like hundreds of faces of people or animals? They have really good memories. They can recognize a lot of faces, which is really neat. You don't think of these animals as very intelligent, but so many of them are really, really intelligent. More intelligent than we give them credit for. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna add a few other little lines right here just to make it look like there's more feathers on the body. Now, do I need to do the whole body full of these? No, you can, it might look really cool. But you can also just add a few of them like right here and there, and then it'll make it look like the whole body's got feathers. You kind of solve that problem with your own mind. A lot of people will look at it and be like, oh yeah, it's got feathers on it. A lot of these chickens have little spots. I'm gonna do these little black spots right here on her neck. Now, I haven't really thought of a name for her. I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me as I'm adding the color. But I think I'm at the point now where I can just erase all of my undersketch and start coloring. So if you're at the point, if you need to pause it and kind of catch up, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, let's just go and erase all of that sketch we got going on there, and then we'll start coloring, and I'll meet you up right afterwards. How's that sound? Good. Okay, I'll catch you after. And there we go. I'm finished coloring in my chicken. Are you finished with yours? Oh, good. Well, I also thought of a name. I'm gonna name my chicken Barb. I think Barb works. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm excited with how she turned out. Hopefully you guys are proud of what you made. Every time we do this, I wanna make sure that you feel proud of something you made and own it. And if we wanna own it, we gotta put our name on it so people know whose it is, and we're proud to show it off. So I'm gonna put my name right here in the bottom, at least my initials, right there at the bottom so everybody knows. I don't know, maybe you guys added more details than I did. Hopefully you guys had a lot of fun with this. Maybe some of you added an egg. Who knows? Maybe there's some hay, or maybe it's in a chicken coop. I don't know. But hopefully you guys had a lot of fun drawing with me today. I know I had a lot of fun. And I'd love to see what you guys made. So make sure your parents just go on Instagram and post a photo of what you've made and just tag us at Brave Kids Art Club, or use that hashtag Brave Kids Art Club, and that way I get a chance to see it. But thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We do this Monday through Friday every single week. And if you enjoyed this video specifically, please give it a like. And remember, be brave, be creative, but most importantly, be you. Alrighty, we'll see you guys next time.